Wow, y'all. I don't normally do this many videos in a single day. I generally don't. But y'all being so crazy out there, what am I to do but cover it, right? I have one lettuce wrap left, and I will enjoy that a little bit later. But let's see how Keemstar pulls out his weird ass gooner personality where he needs to fucking control everything. By the way, Keemstar, when you have parted ways with an employee, highly inappropriate to then try and jump on their live stream. Just saying.
Here. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. One, when I said that shit, Savage, about doing fat camp in your house, again, I was led to believe that it was T-Pack. Again, sorry, T-Pack. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this.
So he believed that the caller who called into Madhouse, that he was so upset about, that he needed to cancel Madhouse, cancel Jaffe, that it was one of her pirates. He made that assumption. And by the way, he had an emergency meeting live stream that he left completely in the hands of Boogie and Rastov. He jumped on just once to quickly recap that they have parted ways, that he has agreed to let the name Madhouse, the intellectual property of that and other images, I think, go with Jaffe, and that they're going to do open auditions again, which is bullshit because he already has some people in mind, and he says he intends to keep Bunny and Tech Protect. Okay, buddy.
You really, I'm just going to give you, and Stitches can tell you as well, be very careful taking any information from Tina unless you fact check it.
I hear you. I've been watching. The other thing is, there is like some misinformation here with you. When I said you guys are blocking us, we called you. You blocked our number. It went right to voicemail. Me and Mike both did.
I have not blocked you.
I'm sorry, why is Mike making phone calls, Keem? Why? Isn't he on, like, suspension or, self-inflicted suspension until his court date? Why is he making phone calls? Why is he producing content, selling his own personal merch on your channel, your website, your merch site? Why is this still going on when it's pretty clear that Mike is the goddamn problem?
Now communicating with you on Discord, which I called you on Discord. You didn't answer that.
I was busy. I was out to dinner with my mother.
Okay, that's fine.
And then you had a dance recital, and I've got pictures that you sent me and Val of that, so...
Folks, you don't owe him any of that. He's being a fucking weirdo. He's being incredibly bizarre right now, trying to harass Savage over this situation. He could have done his own internal research to figure this out, and he's basically just getting his face out there, producing more negative content. Wow.
I've been gone all day.
We're not...
I just hope you guys can acknowledge this crazy slanderous bullshit was said about Brantley. Totally uncalled for.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Uncalled for.
And, you know, the guy's in there defending Savage. I'm led to believe it's T-Pack.
First of all, it was only the caller who was defaming Brantley. Joffe and Bunny were talking about the issue of what it must be like to have a very small pussy. Period. Which it totally is in line with the content of the show that they do. But they were also very much, well, we don't know if this is true or not. Do you actually have a clip? Blah, blah, blah. And by the way, where was your sidekick Xylee on this bullshit? If it took me about an hour to find the clip where Mike was disparaging his wife, who he's soon to divorce, who he's currently in problems with the local law enforcement for alleged domestic violence. Who's the problem here? How did Xylee not be able to pull up, okay, this happened on Glammy's wedding. We had a show that night. It was, I don't know, 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours long. And all I have to do is look for the word slit. I don't even have the ability to do that because I'm working with a mobile phone. You stupid bitch. You have a computer where you can pull up the transcript and look for it, and you literally did nothing to help this situation yesterday, nor did you address it on Rewind.
Right? And then Savage isn't picking up her phone. I just want you guys to understand where I'm coming from in the moment where I'm saying all this shit and I'm mad as hell.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did not see that.
I don't blame you for being mad, and it's uncalled for. That should not have been said, whether it was made up or whatever. But you know, T-Pack, it's not T-Pack. I just don't know. You know, you're getting your information from liars anyway. I mean,
yeah, like she's up there saying now. I heard that I live in Ontario.
It's okay for you to be slandered, but not for Brantley. Fuck you, Keem.
Yep.
Joseph.
Well, who said the slander?
Who?
What is Joe talking about? Who said the slander?
Joseph!
in other words,
I
what he's trying to say is...
I don't want to bring him in
What
here.
he's trying to say, Kim, is okay for y'all to do that to Savage, all that stuff, but it's not okay for somebody to do that to Brantley's. What he's trying
people
to say.
use it again.
You literally said the floodgates are open, basically, and that anybody could reveal anything about Fat Camp. And then you let Xylee go on for 2 hours slut-shaming Savage. You let other shows slut-shame Savage. Whereas you were able to summarize the story in 5 minutes or less that she was getting in real life. And we don't even know if that's true because it's also word of mouth. And I'm sorry, but your staff's not very reliable.
Against him, I'm
Joe, I respect you.
He's watching on TV in there.
Joe, I respect you. When we had the phone call, I told you that I would do my best to fix all this. Uh-huh. I had Twiggy up there saying everything he said was a lie, this and that. But then just everyone kept talking rumors about Fat Camp. And it got to a point where it's like, all right, anyone say whatever they want of what happened at Fat Camp at this point, because there's so many goddamn leaks coming from milkers.
No, I will say this. I did not hear Savage saying anything about Fat Camp. What was said about Tina and that she may be passing something at Fat Camp, that was done, if timelines still matter, after you went up there and said that anybody can talk about fat camp. Either I got to punish them, punish you all, or it's just it's a free for all. So have at it. That's pretty much what you said. And Savage went up there right after that and made that comment to Tina.
Yep.
So she wasn't leaking anything. I've not seen her say anything about fat camp. Fat camp.
Okay, well, that timeline is impossible, son, because they did the locale live and went straight into Rewind with Xylee, and Savage was fired before the next show. So how did she get on Milkers and actually say that? I don't think your timeline is correct.
It was weeks ago. I don't know why.
Yeah, why did it all
trying
have
to
to
turn
come out
content
now?
from it.
Why did it have to come out 2 months later? Why did all of this have to come out 2 months later?
Content.
Well, and why would Xylee back pocket that? If she had a problem with what you said about the pirates, and we've been demonized to hell and back, and we were, a lot of us paid for 3 shows over there, why didn't she say, this is not cool? And get Keem out of the bed and address it right then? Why would you sit on that?
You guys would agree that the person that called into Madhouse is either a pirate or someone trying to frame the pirates, right?
I think you're trying to frame Savage. I 100% think that's happening.
So, I apologize that I took the bait. I still don't know who it is. Well, I do know because that number.
Well, have you apologized to Jaffe? Have you apologized to him? Did you watch back how this went down?
Is associated with a Cash App account, right? Which I sent to Savage.
Now, I don't know that person. And the 910 number is not near. I'm 252.
Well, they touch each other. Those area codes.
Yeah, but Keem,
What does that mean to me, Keem? We have one area code that covers the majority of the Mojave Desert. Are you for real? What does that mean to me in geographical space? Am I supposed to assume that the 310 is close enough to the desert that it's possible? It's possible. I mean, what kind of fucking assumptions are you making? Holy shit, dude. And totally inappropriate for you to contact somebody you've parted ways with. You made a mistake in firing her? Fine. Fucking handle it behind the scenes. Oh my God, you invaded her show.
been doing this a long time. You know how trolls are. They hear something and they start working it, and next thing you know, there's a whole thing going on.
100%.
That Tracy Montgomery,
100%.
And then she's going around white nodding now. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
I don't even know who that Tracy Montgomery was. I was seeing that, and I'm getting blamed for that to be one of the. I don't even know that person. They were dogging me last week.
100%. The Pirates are like a fan group, and there are people that don't like Savage that are pretending to be pirates and attacking us. 100%. Already know it because of the Tracy. That's a great example, right? And that's literally why I'm here. Is because, dude, heat of the moment. This was why I said what I said. This is why I reacted the way I did, and it's not cool. And if people are lying about Savage at Fat Camp, that's not cool either.
No, it's not. But the damage is kind of done now.
But Savage would never have had you go to Joe.
The most insincere apology I'm hearing, bro. I'm sorry. I can't.
Yeah, but she would never have done that. If she thought that those things
Ray,
happened,
I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, they was like,
I know you don't. I know you don't. That's the thing. I know you don't, motherfucker. I know you
don't give a fuck.
No, obviously you don't. Because if you gave a fuck, you wouldn't have interrupted her show to try and glaze yourself.
You've been fake from day one. This is all for content, money for you, Keem. You don't give a fuck about anyone.
I'm on Savage's show.
Bro.
I'm on Savage's show.
That's good for you. So am I.
So this is her content.
Okay,
so I don't know what you're talking about.
If she wants to boot me out, she can.
All I'm saying is, let's try to use our brain a little bit.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to still use it.
That's got to work on both sides.
Oh yeah, that is great mentality there, Keem. I also love it when Xylee gets on other people's shows and tells their fan base that they need to shut up and stop interrupting her. Maybe the two of you need to be more respectful to other people's shows.
I mean, I just wanted to
Oh,
stop.
I'm admitting my faults. That's why I'm here.
Can I ask you
just heard me
something?
say
Can
it.
I ask you something? Because I know my husband's in there watching, and I know he wants me to say something like this. You heard that today. How mad did it make you having one person say something like that about Brantley? Can you imagine what my husband has been going through the past week when my
100%.
ex coworkers have gotten up there, show after show after show, humiliating me.
Yeah, I mean, her mental health's not been
For
great. either.
money, for fucking money, King. And you know I was loyal to you. You know I was. I didn't never lie to you. I didn't never backstab you. I was loyal.
I agree
as
with all
fuck.
that.
And then you let
Savage,
each
I agree with all that.
one of them do that to me. That ain't right, man. So you got, 5 little minutes of somebody degrading Brantley, and you go irate and want to sue people. But I've been crucified, and then it's gone over into other communities, and I'm a fucking
Reddit,
laughing
Twitter,
stock.
got bombshell
Because
down there
of
going
y'all.
and saying it's absolutely me.
T-Pack.
It's
And
just
it's
crazy.
not. It's
T-Pack,
not.
can you just give us a
goddamn
minute so we can
cool.
talk directly to each other? Sorry.
It's not
no,
cool, man.
I agree with you 100%.
Is that what these were
Savage.
for? Is that what these were for?
No.
It was coming. Did you know
No.
it was coming?
No,
Because you took off to the goddamn Derby and you left all of it out.
the day
the
that I
running
was trolling you, and you broke down, that's what those flowers are for. I sent them to you and Roxy. Remember, I donated and said this is for Zeta and stuff. I was just messing around, trying to make content, but that's what the flowers are about. And then Roxy got in trouble the next day, and then this whole thing happened. Here's the thing: I was not there. I don't know what happened. You know, me and Brantley went to bed early, right? That night at Glammy's wedding. I have no idea what happened. Mike was drunk out of his mind. If that even did happen, none of it had to come out. I don't know why anyone wants to just leak all this stuff and this happened and that. I don't get it. But the one thing that truly bothered me is what was said to Xylee. Now, I talked to you and you confirmed to me that it was said, but it was a joke. And I was just like, dude, we're on like number what?
Why didn't you
7
pull
or
me to the
8?
side like you did Roxy? When you caught Roxy filming this shit, you pulled her to the porch and cussed her ass out and told her she better not do it. If it was such a tender issue for Xylee, fucking ass, weak ass whore, she could have went to you and said, she just said this to me. Can you go talk to her and make sure she won't serious or nothing? No, she waited till 2 months later, had kept it in her back pocket to bring out here and twist and use against to get me the fuck out of here.
The only thing I can think.
Shut up, Keem. Stop defending that bitch. She is not the entertainment value on Rewind, and she's been having negative effects on Billy, as far as I can tell. It looks like he doesn't even want to be there for her drunk streams. He did his own show earlier today. She's doing another drunk stream tonight after stating on Monday that she wasn't going to do it anymore because the fans don't like it, right? Praise in public, criticize in private, boss.
Of is, I told everyone, stop leaking everyone's personal stuff. If the cameras aren't on, that's like, stop saying, oh, I seen this person doing that. Like, Roxy got in trouble for literally recording people, when the streams and shows weren't going, right? So maybe Xylee didn't say anything about it because I told everyone not to. I told everyone to respect everyone else's privacy.
Well, did she come to you?
Oh, really? Okay. Or maybe she was excited about having Twiggy back on the server, despite the fact that he was doing the same bullshit to Wonder Woman. Shouldn't he have gotten that ban because of what he did to Wonder Woman, even if you had some reservations about what happened to Savage.
And while
Nobody
she was
told
there to
me
mention
what
this,
happened. Nobody let me in on the joke.
Right. That's it, you guys.